How about the response to the Wyatt 6 week 2? So we talked about it for week 1.
Yeah.
And we said the follow-up is what we would need to see. And the follow-up was kind of something I think they needed to do in the lead up to week 1. And that was the kind of dissociation of the Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy character, where the Uncle Howdy got into the mind of Bo Dallas and told us why Uncle Howdy's here.
I didn't see it.
2.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I had a very busy lead up to my departure to Indiana, so I didn't see that. What did you think? I mean,
it should have been done beforehand. It was before we should have seen all these pre-pos.
Add it to what we did see. Is it making you like it a little more than you did before?
No, not really. For me, again, not really, because I wasn't. I told you, after week 1, I'm out. If this was something I had gotten into before, if it was something that gave me a little bit before, and this is something that Uncle Howdy was around with when Bray was alive, and we knew we just maybe thought it was his uncle. We didn't know it was his brother. We knew it was his brother, but we didn't know it was his brother. But now they're literally telling you this is Bo Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
This is him. So maybe they should have given us a little bit more of that context before we saw the group and give us the reasons why the rabbit guy is here, and then the buzzard guy, and then the girl. And it said, again, too much too soon.
I feel like if they would have did that segment first and then came out with what they did, you would have still said too many people didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. I don't think this would have made a difference going first, because they still would have introduced all 5. You know what I mean? You still would have thought it was rushed, whether this segment came first or second. And that's the truth. So
probably. I mean, you could be right.
Yeah. I know I'm right. 100% I'm right.
You're usually right.
I know, because I know how you think. And the explanation you gave last week was you didn't like it because, it was rushed. We both said, like, maybe introduce one every week, not even starting with Bo Dallas. We went over this, but you didn't like, all the carnage, and now what are they going to do to top that kind of deal? So I don't think doing this early would have made a difference in your mind.
Maybe slightly, maybe a little bit.
Okay. Well, I still am wondering what happens when they start to wrestle. They can't wrestle in the dark with just the people aiming their phones at them. So that, the lights, the house lights have to come up. And I don't think they can wrestle with all that, the costumes on. So when they take off the headpieces, are they going to have makeup, or is it just going to be, hey, it's Bo Dallas, how you doing?
Yeah.
Bo leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe we should Bo leave.
Yeah, like if the guys are at ringside, if one guy is wrestling and they have the family outside, they're all going to be in their garb, that. So whoever is working needs something on their face to cover the human and portray the character.
Right.
They're not going to wrestle with those big masks on. So that's something that needs to be seen to make me say to myself, okay, this is really continuing what they're trying to do. Because God, if they can't just take off the mask and let it be him, like his clean shaved face or whatever, nothing, no makeup, no nothing. They can't do that unless they're doing a Sybil character. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't know, is his name still Bo Dallas, or is he going by Return? No, like, what is he doing?
I think he's going Bo Dallas.
Okay, so yeah, like, I'm Bo Dallas, but then he like freaks out and he grabs the mask and he puts it back on. No, I'm Uncle Howdy. No, I'm Bo Dallas. Like, if they did a kind of Sybil thing where he doesn't know what he is,
right,
and then he loses his mind because he's got multiple personalities. I mean, I'm thinking outside the box here. Maybe they can go that route, because then he can wrestle with nothing on his face. But are they going for that? You know what I mean? Like if they're
Well,
introducing him as his brother, is there another side to the story? Did you ever think of that?
did not. And I'm curious to see how Triple H books a supernatural character versus Vince, where Vince could tend to get a little over the top goofy with it. I wonder if Triple H has been watching his, Insidious and, Drag Me to Hell and all these modern horror movies,
Yeah. It's just you just telling me that they introduced it as we know it's Bo Dallas. That makes me think, is he going to be fighting with himself over this character? You know what I mean? Is he trying to resist the urge to be Uncle Howdy? Is he fighting, not being himself? He's Bo Dallas, or however they represent him.
Imagine, like if they could have gone with it being the characters that Bray created are still in his head and he brought them to life or something like that. But we should have waited 5 separate weeks to see all of them instead of throwing them all at the screen at once, having them live in the arena, killing people with mallets and shooting them in the head, even though they said it wasn't shot in the head. Oh, but then they added a storyline too. Hold on. They actually, so remember I said Pat McAfee, they went on he missed Raw last week and they delivered, Nikki Cross was back on. She delivered the tape of the Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy thing to Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee was missing in storyline. Presumably,
did she come out as the crazy Sister Abigail? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, at least her character is remaining, consistent.
Yeah, so it's weird.
But if they're presenting, if did they show Bo Dallas without the gear on?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. Yeah. So then that makes me think, like, is this going to be a character that he's going to be fighting? Like, is he fighting demons to prevent him from? It's kind of like a drug. Like, you don't want to be a drug addict, so you're trying to fight the urge. Is he fighting the urge to be Uncle Howdy? Like, think of it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sometimes I think like crazy things, like, because it's wrestling, right? And you just think outside the box. Maybe that's what they're going for.
Perhaps.
And again, I didn't even see it. That just popped in my mind. So I don't know. I'm either really stupid or I'm really creative. One or the other.
I'll go with the latter.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
I would have said the former then if I said stupid. No, I'll go with the latter.
I don't know. It makes sense if you think about it, but would they think that way?